Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today we're going to be channeling a message from Mother Earth or Gaia to you. So we're going to see what planet Earth and the being of Gaia actually has to say to you. So please use your intuition and select whichever group or groups you feel the most drawn to. We have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. As always, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm so grateful for the energy exchange, and I'm truly excited to see what Mother Earth has to say to you today. So, without further ado, I will post the timestamps for the readings below in the description box, along with all my other projects, my Patreon, and miscellaneous information you might want to see. So again, thank you for being here, and I will see you at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and thank you so much for being here today. Today we're going to take a look at what Mother Earth or Gaia wants to say to you today. So our message from Gaia, the first thing that's coming through very, very strongly is she wants you to tap into her using your clair abilities. Now, with this card, there's an indication that she wants you to feel what it is that she is feeling. Whether you pick things up clairsentiently, clairvoyantly, audiently, tangentially, claircognizance, however you pick up your abilities, your messages, she really wants to tune in with you, particularly Group 1. There are messages that I'm going to deliver, but she wants you to spend some time with her. There's this feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm not receiving enough, I'm giving and I'm not receiving healthy things. So there's an energy of knowing that whoever's watching this right now, Group 1, you have the ability to help energetically in some way, shape, or form. And a message is coming through to say that you know what to do, and she sees you thinking about it. And if you are able to apply your tools, your resources, your ability in any way, shape, or form to just send some energy, some love, light, some hugs, maybe some healthier soil or something like this into the earth, there's a strong indication of whoever's watching this right now has the ability to provide nourishment, either physically, emotionally, or energetically to Gaia herself. And she says she wouldn't ask unless she didn't feel provided for enough and if she didn't know who she was speaking to. So that's a very particular message, and I feel like I can breathe now. When I was getting ready for your pile, Group 1, I almost felt a little bit of a panic attack coming on, which I haven't experienced those in probably 10-15 years. So there is a blockage in the receiving side that she wants to call your attention to. Now, whether this is in her energy, but it's also within your energy. She's saying that they are mirrored within the both of you. And there's an energy of, if you can be kinder to yourself and be kinder to the earth as far as what it is that you put in your body, less toxins, less poisons, and more nutrients. There's such an emphasis on nutrients here. I'm being drawn towards the movie Kiss the Ground, that documentary. If you feel called, you might want to check that out. It's a very beautiful documentary that might help you to see which ways you can help. There's an energy of feeling guarded here and having waited for a long time, but just with patience and love and gratitude, regardless of any pain that might be going on. And I think that this is something that Mother Earth wants to talk to you about, Group 1, because she says that you understand what it is that she's going through and the way that she's feeling right now, which is exactly why you know what to do to help. And this can be in whichever way is coming to your mind readily right now. Maybe you enjoy working with the earth in any way, gardening, maybe even just leaving your imprint on the earth in a positive way. However you normally do that, she's saying please keep going. She knows who she's talking to, who's receiving this message, and she's saying that you know what it is that you can do or what you already are doing, and she's saying please continue to do so. You have the Moon, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So the first thing she's drawing my attention to here is actually the tides. Yes, the moon, but the tides in general. If you live near a body of water, or you have access to clean drinking water, Gaia wants you to see how you can pay this forward, or how you can utilize the tide, or get more in touch, synchronized with the tide. If you live, for example, near a beach, she wants you to pay attention to the energy, the transits, and the weather, as well as the seasons, and see the effect they have on the tide. And she wants you to see any ripple effect this might have on clean drinking water. I'm being drawn also to the fact that there are a lot of pollutants in a lot of fresh water right now. And she's saying that salt cleanses everything. But there is only so much salination, I believe is the word, that there can be in order for water to be potable. So there is some sort of Queen of Swords, this cry for help. I'm being drawn to the red tides that come in that are even toxic to breathe, and the rainfall that is coming down that is not safe to drink. And there is some sort of balance of the scales that's going on here, where you are being asked to call more attention to water, the water that you consume, where you receive your water from, or if you know how to provide clean drinking water to your local, like your local homeless community, or on a larger scale to people in places in other countries who don't have as much access to clean drinking water as you do. Or there's also an indication here, some of you might be water signs or feel very deeply connected to larger bodies of water. She would like you to pay attention to insects and animals and watch their patterns as it pertains to the tides or these natural bodies of water around you, and see where do they avoid, when do they show up, and start noticing the patterns that are going on. There's some sort of truth, information, or message that you can learn. And she's saying that you will know where to look and you will understand what she's trying to say when you go outside and you connect with the tide. Now, water and air are coming up, of course, and there is this indication of she wants you to breathe more deeply, because your breath can help to resustain her. Of course, we breathe out carbon dioxide, but she's saying that you have your own effect on the earth, just like a tree does. Just like a tree has its effect by recycling and going through its normal cycles, it's able to provide fresh air. And you, in the same way, the more that you work on yourself and work on your energy and work on your breath work and your emotions and your energy in general, the more this recycles energy of Gaia's collective and Gaia's energy herself. So she really wants you to take a moment and create something, whether this is a breathwork routine, whether this is a trash cleanup group, or just some sort of informational pay it forward. There is a yearning for communicating the message that she has the power to create and destroy just as you do. And she's continually giving life and more life and more life. But the Two of Swords is almost indicating a screeching halt, a lack of a decision. So you might be able to pick up on the emotions of Gaia herself by watching the tides, spending time near bodies of water. Water rules intuition and emotion. But by becoming more in tune with the tides, with water on Earth, you'll become more in tune with the emotions of the Earth, of the collective, of the actual being of Earth as a whole. She really wants you to do that, Group 1. You have some sort of ability, whether you are spiritually gifted or psychic or a medium, or if you're empathic or just very knowledgeable in some way, shape, or form, there is some way that you have leverage to help her uniquely to you. And so she's kind of asking you to go out on a limb here I'm hearing that song Bills, 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 and it's almost in a cheeky way. She's saying like, can you pay my bills? If you did, then maybe we could chill. She's like she wants you to give her something that is worth all that she's giving, because you have the ability to do so, just like she is, giving selflessly, unconditionally, and she's asking you to pay it forward. I'm going to, this is the Hermetic Tarot. I'm going to also take a look at the Antique Anatomy Tarot and see what Gaia wants to say to you, Group 1. So that was what Gaia really, really wanted to talk to you about. But let's see, what about you she wants to say? Well, this is going to be about, I'm getting her connection to you. So the first was kind of what she wants from you. I'm kind of just going with the flow on this one. Okay. You have the Magician. 10 of Coins. Okay. So Gaia is saying that she has been watching you. And she loves spending time with you. And she loves seeing you grow. She loves watching you just as you love watching her. And she says that you two have a very special relationship beyond this life. She's very grateful that you're here, and she's very grateful to get to watch you grow and blossom. Another message that's coming through is that she sees how strong of a manifester you are. And she sees how you apply this to people that you love, and animals and plants. And she is very grateful that you feed this energy to beings that need it, whether this is something small as taking care of an animal or a plant or a local homeless community or struggling community or some sort of social justice, things like this. She sees your manifestation skills and how you love to use them to give back. And she's implying that she loves to watch you grow, but she'd love to strengthen this bond. And in order to do so, she's asking that you take some time to see which ways you are more abundant than you currently think you are, and see all that you have manifested so you can actually recognize your true master, your true strength here. She wants you to really come into your own so that you can grow. And this might only apply for some of you, but Gaia is saying that one of the best ways that you personally, Group 1, can give back is by helping to grow other beings. And whether this is being a teacher role, or being a teacher, becoming a parent, being a pet parent, or something like this, maybe taking in foster children or animals, there's an indication that you have such a healing legacy that has a deep effect that you can pay forward. And she really wants to strengthen this bond that she already has with you. And she's encouraging you to, yes, spend more time in nature, but to spend some of this energy not just on individuals, but on the collective, or sending it down into the earth. For example, if you are psychometric, put your hands on the earth and connect with Gaia. If you are a Reiki healer, send Reiki to perhaps inner earth or the physical planet, to the collective of trees, or to the tides themselves. If you use the ocean or a natural body of water to cleanse you, send some energy back then to water and be grateful to it for cleansing you. Just as water takes shape in molecules, and we use that for affirmations to drink and use those molecules within ourselves and with others, you can do the same thing by speaking to the ocean, speaking to water, and water conservation is coming through strongly here as well. There is an essence of your spiritual gift, your passion, your ability to pay it forward and to create things, to manifest, to really see the balance in all things. She would like you to find an abundant and lush place that is near you. She is calling attention to the fact that where I personally live, there is toxic rainfall. You're not supposed to go in the ocean after it rains. There are fire marks everywhere where there is no, where there has been fires recently. There are deserts all around me because there's a drought. she wants you to find a place that has not been destroyed and see the lush abundance that she has to offer when she is properly tended to in return. And with the Hanged Man, she's saying that she has some things to change your mind about the way that she's saying the things that you see fit, whether this is about plastic or your diet or the way that you go about doing certain activities. There are a few very small, subtle, but large changes that you can make as well. She's saying that these are some subtle changes that are very easy to make, that will make the world of a difference in the long run. So she really wants you to spend some time with her in your own unique way and maybe tap into energies. If you enjoy necromancy, scrying with bones, or if you are like a forest witch or something and you like to go collect bones, or you find a good piece of petrified wood, as I have placed out here. She wants you to tune in with the cycle of life and death on Earth and really see where in the cycle there are blockages and buildups, because just like anything else, she is a being with chakras and blockages, and you have the ability to help. She'd like you to see her as such, and she'd like you to selflessly give to her and nourish her, as she's been doing for the Earth Collective all this time. Now I feel like a smile. Beautiful, beautiful. So from the Light Seers Tarot, there's an indication of, I'm like tasting sweet berries, I'm tasting actually jasmine berries right now. She wants you to either eat more freshly, or to go spend some time like smelling and tasting and touching and enjoying really what she has to offer right from the source. There's an indication here of needing to go back to your roots so that she can help grow yours and you can help grow hers in return. Now, she's really calling attention to whoever you are as an individual, Group 1. She says that you have a beautiful, beautiful relationship with her. She feels this 10 of Cups with you, and she's very proud of all that you've built on your own. And you have the ability to make a large change in the collective, in the earth, in society, or even just by taking your own steps. She's saying that you, as an individual, whoever's watching this, Group 1, you individually have some sort of gift, skill, knack, or leverage, perhaps a special skill or a passion that will really, really help to heal her. And just little steps here and there when you can, learning what you can and spreading your message will really, really help her. And she's so grateful for all that you've already done. She's saying if there's a book that's on your mind that you've been wanting to read, please pick it up and do. And she would actually love if you would sit under a tree and read this, because while you pick up messages from the book and its author, you might also be surprised to pick up messages from the energies around you while you're in an absorption state. If you have a garden or the ability to plant something, she's saying don't feel the need to go too crazy. Remember that biodiversity needs to be distributed appropriately. 7-7 facing each other, she's saying that you don't need to worry too much about keeping everything in one place. She would rather you leave a small imprint in one place and a small imprint in another place, creating almost a crystal grid, like a grid. And this is something that she can really depend on you for, something particularly. I'm hearing the word like international and globalism. So if you like to travel, or if you have a platform, or if you have connections in other places in the world, something as small as legally, if you can, planting a tree wherever you go, or changing your diet and just having intellectual conversations with people that you meet about this. She's saying that everything doesn't need to be done at once. In fact, a surplus of energy all at once can in itself create a blockage, even if it's well intended. So she's saying take it slow and steady and continue learning more about what you can do. She's saying that while there is no need to stay up all night studying and to take emergency action, there is action that needs to be taken, and there are ways that you can help. But one of the best things you can do is pour energy into yourself, learn when you have time, take proper care of yourself, and lead by example. There is some sort of difficulty that she's trying to call her attention to about different opinions and habits that people have, some that you might see through or have educated yourself past. For example, we know it is the most ecologically friendly to cut out things such as meat and dairy. But a lot of people like to cling to what they know or what they're comfortable with. And while that is helpful, there's almost an energy of, I'm hearing the term live and let die from that Beatles song. Things have to happen in their own natural process. So instead of focusing too much on individuals, what you can do is spread things like recipes, information, the ability to plant a tree, not to ask people to upheave their entire lives, but she is saying that there is some way that you do have the ability to help and pay it forward. She's showing me again somebody sending love, healing, or Reiki, or some sort of energy into the earth, like on their hands and knees with bare feet, with their hands on lush ground, sending energy into the earth. This is a very strong message that I'm getting. She wants to remind you, Group 1, that she has chakras just like you do. And there are different places on the planet for each chakra. For example, the crown chakra is Tibet. The root chakra is Mount Shasta. There are chakras of the earth everywhere. And she would really like you to tune in with these places if you can. If you can visit them, that's beautiful. If you can't, just send them energy, as we know that time and space is relative. Gaia wants to call your attention to the fact that she loves you very, very much, just as a mother or parental figure. She knows that sometimes it's not the easiest or most convenient to take the best action for her. And this is something that she is aware of and both fond of. She loves watching you grow through your happy times and your sad times. And she wants you to know that there is no such thing as a right or wrong decision, and that she forgives you either way. No one can be perfect all the time, and at the same time, you are always absolutely perfect, without a doubt. So, there's an energy here of almost a bittersweet energy of knowing it's time to let you go, as we all pass on eventually, but being grateful that you're here and wanting to really strengthen your bond while you are. And by you doing this, you might be able to help bring humanity back to their roots. Whoever I'm speaking with in group number 1, you have some sort of special ability, some sort of leverage, some sort of skill, some way that you already know and feel called to learn more about, to take action on, to inform yourself and other people about. Now she's saying slow and steady wins the race, but the best thing you can possibly do is focus on gratitude and unconditional love. If you are grateful for her, she can use this as food, as nourishment, and not to worry about the fine, small details on the way. The more gratitude and abundance you vibrate with, the more of a natural impact you'll be making anyway. And she would rather watch you happily recycle yourself and overflow with love that falls onto her than to see you give to her or to others through an empty cup. Okay, so group number 1, that is all I have for you today. That is your message from Gaia. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Namaste. Hi there, Group 2. Namaste. If you selected the second card, or do you see what I see, then this is your personalized message from Mother Earth or Gaia. So let's see what she has to say to you today, Group 2. First, there's an element of her wanting you to see something from a different perspective. From her perspective. There is an element here of knowing the truth of a particular situation, and she wants you to tap into her more. She wants you to feel her energy coming up through the soles of your feet, up the bottoms of your legs. She wants you to really feel your connection with the earth. She wants you to tap into different sensors that are at the bottoms of your feet and perhaps even your palms, and see if you can pick up on her energy and see what it feels like. She wants you to look at things that you didn't notice before, whether this is going on your morning walk and making a point to look at aspects of nature that you didn't notice before, or going a little bit out of your way to go see a part of the earth, close or far, that you haven't seen before. There's an element that she has something to show you, but she wants you to see it from a new perspective or a higher perspective. There's something about her that she wants you to see with new eyes. And I'm hearing the word hen, which is reminding me of someone who is like laying an egg and a little baby hatching from that, like a mother hen. And there's an element here with this that she wants you to go somewhere new, to see something from a new perspective, and to help rebirth something new. Whether this is things that are small, such as shopping at a farmer's market or local farming stands instead of at a commercial grocery store, or planting flowers or helping to revitalize parts that have been deforested. Things like this. There's also an element here of her wanting you to step back and see as much beauty in yourself as you see in her, and vice versa, inside and out. You're being called to look at Gaia as a being internally and find her inner beauty, just as you see your inner beauty. You're also being called to look at her external beauty and see that reflected in your own. She wants to remind you that you are one and the same, and that you mirror each other in both your best aspects and your downfalls. There's an element of her wanting to remind you that you work together to make yourself and the earth better for yourself and others, not just for future generations, but for those in the past, present, and future. Wow. I'm going to just take the 3 that came face up. You have Princess of Cups, Princess of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Beautiful energy here. So, you are starting to tap into the emotions of perhaps water element is coming out strongly with cups here, as well as fire. She would like you to drink more water for yourself, and also if you take care of plants or animals or just spend some time in nature, she wants you to spend some time appreciating either the marine life, the water that is within and around you. There's an element that's coming up about helping to revitalize parts of the earth that have been burned, or to help predators and prey alike to recognize that humans are not the top of the food chain, they just behave as such. There's also an indication of love and a changed perspective. She's trying to reach you lately through your dreams, and there is an energy, the part of you that is connected with her consciousness, that has been trying to permeate and send you healing abilities and knowledge that you can use to share with others. Not just people, but plants and animals and all biodiverse beings alike. You can cleanse and charge crystals, give them nourishment, just as you can cleanse and charge yourself or your space. You can give nourishment to plants and animals in the earth in so many different ways. She's saying not to be afraid to give her your burdens, because she can use them as fertilizer to grow anew, but it's also important to not just provide her with the bad things, but also provide her with the good things. There's an element here of burn marks coming up. So if you feel burned lately, or if there are elements of sadness, of anger, of frustration, know that you are mirroring her in that aspect. And the things that help you feel better are the things that will help her feel better too. She wants you to recognize that by changing the way that you feel about things and the way that you direct your passion and artistry, you can not only help heal yourself and others, but Earth too. Now, Gaia really wants you to make a few changes in your life in ways that are accessible and comfortable for you. She's saying that you already know what to do, whether this be cleaning up your diet a bit, changing from plastic to things like glass, or using more biodegradable things in your day-to-day life. Eco-friendly house cleaners, or toothpaste, bamboo toothbrushes, things like this. She's calling my attention again to marine biology, so if you have an interest in this, or you study this, or you work with marine life in any way, she is saying that this is one of the most beneficial ways you can help her, as the ocean and its life is most of the life on Earth. And there is so much more that is affected that is unseen. There's so much of the ocean and its life that is unseen. And the more that we burn the things on the outside of the earth, on the land, the more that the ocean has an opportunity to become the next main, how do I say this? The top of the food chain, or the next main event on Earth. But we also need to nourish it and keep it healthy, because we sustain the water and the water sustains us. Without healthy oceans, we are not healthy. And with wands here, with the cups, she's also drawing your attention to the fact that the ocean mirrors space. Anything that is discovered in space, deep space, is discoverable in the ocean. And anything that is discoverable in the ocean is discoverable in deep space. She would like to call your attention to this, to recognize that while one is a spacious, ever-expanding vacuum, the other is bound by gravity and densely packed molecules. She'd like to call your attention to this, and however you work with energy, or the space element, or spirit in general, she would like you to see ways that you can implement this to the physical ocean, or marine life, or something like this in general. Now, with your emotions, she's saying that there is an energy of people. There are a lot of people. There are an excess of people on this planet, and everybody needs to be provided for. She does all that she can, and although it might not seem like it because of the distribution of resources, there is more than enough to go around. If you are listening to this, Group 2, that's because Gaia thinks that there is something that you can do to help redistribute resources in some way, whether this is small or large. This can be giving providing a lunch to a homeless person, or this can be sending rice to an entire nation that needs it. Whether this is charity work or ecological work, there is something that you feel called to, or something that you feel very passionate about, that will help to redistribute wealth, resources, abundance, and the ability to survive comfortably on this planet. And this will start through emotions and spirit, as we know that energy works faster than materiality. Gaia is, of course, a conscious entity with a spirit, but as she is a large physical manifestation, the more that others can help tune into the energy and do physical work, the more it helps her out. The more she is able to utilize energy that is given to her to help recycle and reprocess things. Deforestation is coming up a lot again as well. There are energies of animals around the fires. If you live in a place like, I live in California, for example, if you live in a place where there are a lot of natural disasters or fires or something, she's asking you please to leave water out, to leave food out, in the mountains, around the fire, around the places where deforestation is happening, to help these animals to survive and thrive. Whether this is just putting out a bowl of water one time on your journeys to your travels where there are an excess of wild animals, or You go to a place that you know there has recently been a natural disaster, and you provide food and water and shelter even for these animals. There is something that you can do. And if you're listening to this, Gaia wants you to know that by taking preventative action, or just by taking little steps, it helps so much more than you think. She's reminding you of the butterfly effect, how large of a ripple one kind action has an effect just as large as a hurricane. She wants you to remember that if you will always set an example for those around you, whether this is consciously or subconsciously. So, if you are wearing a fur pelt, or you are going to deforested areas and providing nutrients and water and shelter to animals, whatever imprint you leave will create a lasting ripple effect and imprint on those around you, primarily the next generation, who is already working very, very hard in order to clean up a mess that has been left for them. There's also an indication here of getting astrology involved in some way, shape, or form. You have some sort of access, whether you are an astrologer, you are an astronomer, or you are into some sort of study of the workings of things, whether this is physics, quantum mechanics, biology, marine biology, astrology. There is some knowledge of a working system that you have, and you're being reminded of the principle of uniformity, how everything translates onto everything else in some way in this realm. Whatever you have learned, it has been for a reason. You are able to apply this knowledge. Use the stars as navigation. Use the astrological timing to your benefit. Use quantum mechanics to help understand, to help make a difference in the system that is the Earth Collective. Gaia is acknowledging your logical, rational mind here, and she would like you to take heart-centered action for her, your mother. She wants to call your attention to flooding or the floods, and the fact that there are some places on Earth that have flooded, while other places on Earth are experiencing a drought. There is a way that this resource can be redistributed, and she's calling you to remember that her reaction to humanity and to the effect that people have had on the planet is conscious. It is her trying to recycle herself and cleanse herself, and she knows what she's doing. So there is an element here of trusting the process, trusting her process, and instead of trying to change her process, understand more why she is doing what she's doing. And she's saying this is nothing personal to humanity. She's not trying to take water away from some and redistribute it to others. She's saying there's a bigger picture here, and that you have some sort of ability to understand the mechanics, the reasoning, why she's doing what she's doing. So this is very interesting. She wants you to see things from her perspective and try to put together a bigger picture from a higher perspective, where you're able to utilize her natural flow to make a difference instead of trying to reroute something. Now you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Three of Wands, the World card, and the Ten of Cups. Oh wow, this is beautiful energy. Gaia is coming through to say that she loves you, Group 2, very much. She sees your efforts, big or small, mentally or physically. She sees all of your efforts, and she wants you to know that, please, she wants to say, keep pushing forward, keep doing what it is that you're doing, and you might be waiting for a particular time where you feel like you can make a bigger difference, but she's saying that the time is coming up. It is approaching you quickly. You have learned all that you need to learn in order to communicate your truth. You're given an opportunity to build abundance and comfortability for yourself, an opportunity to center and ground yourself. And through this, you're now being called to create a happy environment for not only yourself and your family, your loved ones, but to expand that onto the collective. There is some sort of sense where you're able to use your wisdom, your dreams, your love in order to create harmony, calm, passion, happiness, and bliss for those around you. There's an energy of, if you are in tune with your past, alternative, or simultaneous lifetimes, she's asking you to tap into them and see what you have done before that you can do differently this time, or what you have done before that you can re-implement that will help again. If you have faith, continue having faith in source. Continue drawing light energy down into the earth. You will be able to pick up intuitively on what you can do just to make a difference, whether this is causing somebody around you to smile, which will cause them to make one better decision throughout their day and pass on that love. Whatever this is, she's saying you might not always see the effect that you have on others, but trust that you do, which is why it's so important and beautiful, and again, important that you live through integrity, but it must be authentic and it must come from love and wisdom, intuition. Now you do have the Seven of Swords here. Interesting. The Queen of Swords. Okay, the Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Okay, wow. So now this is the other side of what she was just talking about. Gaia wants you to acknowledge that she's experienced a lot of strife, a lot of despair, and a lot of unfair treatment, and she's trying to speak her truth in the ways that she can, but sometimes it's like she's fighting an uphill battle, because as she moves her tectonic plates, as she quakes, as she opens up and closes in different spots, as she redistributes resources and certain things die and other things are born and natural disasters occur, there's an indication that this is happening because these are warning signs. But this is not a warning of something that needs to happen or will happen for sure. This is Gaia trying to communicate in the ways that she knows how. And the more you can understand her language, the more you can speak her language and really resonate and understand with her, the more you will be able to understand what it is that she's asking. Now, I'm getting that you are very intelligent, group number 2, whether this is that you are some sort of physicist or scientist or doctor or a studier, a mathematician, something like this. You have the rational brain and the tactical information that you need, but it's the application of this material, the applied mathematics, the applied physics, that she's asking you to take one step forward in. Please. Gaia wants you to know that she loves you, and she's been trying to speak to you through your language, and she'd like you to do the same. She's been trying to speak to you through numbers, or through the stars, or through astrology, through physics, through quantum mechanics. Whatever this is that is your language, she has been trying to send you messages, and you're picking them up, but she wants you to apply them in a way that you can communicate back with her, in a way that you can apply them to creating something new and beautiful and amazing. And there's nothing wrong with what's going on right now. It is the way, the energy that things are happening right now. And there's an element of always knowing that there is a higher vibrational choice to make, and she's asking you just to do that as much as you can, whenever you remember, as much as you can. Find your center and move through love, pay it forward, because she has provided every single thing that you've ever needed to grow up until this point. And she would like to continue doing that for you and those who come after you, not just your children and grandchildren, but even for those who come, like beings who come after humanity. There is such an indication here that humanity exists only for a small blip of time. This small wrinkle in time, we've had one of the largest effects, and Gaia has seen many, many extinction events throughout her time. And while she does love humanity, there's an indication here of her wanting to feel honored again, her wanting to feel like we have graduated through this knowledge. We are able to build anything that we want, and we have such an effect. So why are we using it the way that we are? Whoever's listening to this group number 2, you have some sort of ability, some sort of deeper knowledge, and some sort of clarity as far as the way of mechanics, the way that things work. She would really like you to utilize this, to see things from her perspective, and to notice how you are mirroring her in your equations, in your application, in your day-to-day choices. You are part of the same being, and your pitfalls are her pitfalls, your pain is her pain, your happiness is her happiness, and so she wants you to make yourself happy. She wants you to make better choices. She wants you to help those around you, but she wants you to pour into yourself. She wants you to see how you can apply these things that you know to yourself, and then lead by example to help other people do this as well. And this will create a ripple effect on her, just as large as a hurricane or the movement of a tectonic plate. There's a lot about communication and language here. Whether you speak code or you're a numerologist, an astrologer, an astrophysicist, or a mathematician, there is some way that you are able to see the coding of the universe, and she'd like you to think about your childhood and those dreams that you used to have before you had your heartbreaks. She'd like you to recognize what it was that made your wheel stop turning, and she wants you to see how the very same thing applied to her. You share a wound, but you're able to see through it and heal it, and you are not alone. There's no need to be anxious about the state of the earth because the sun still has another 4 billion years before it's going to burn out. But it is out of love. And that is it. It is only to give reciprocal love, to give equally, unconditionally through gratitude. That is what she wants. She wants a heart-centered awareness and action from that place. She wants to raise her vibration and awaken and ascend just like those on earth do. She wants to learn, she wants to grow, she wants to provide and nourish for her family just as you do. She doesn't want to be hurt by her loved ones. She wants to trust and have faith in them just as you do. So, whatever this is that you're particularly good at, Gaia wants you to utilize this first for yourself and then to see the way that she mirrors you, because it is in a beautiful and very synchronistic way. There's an energy that you have the ability to put something in motion that will change humanity for the better and to help her feel better, to grow better, to provide more nutrients. But she wants you to acknowledge and observe first her reaction to what's been going on and to apply this to some sort of system so that instead of trying to do things the way things were always done, you can actually respond to her communication in the way that she is able to understand as well, in a way that is usable for her currently where she is at, not where she used to be or should be in the future. She wants to remind you that just as you are perfect, whether you make the right decision or the wrong decision every single day, whether you are feeling good or feeling bad, you are always still perfect, flawlessly flawed, perfectly imperfect. So is she. So she would like you to respond to her instead of react. She would like you to understand her instead of imposing old systems onto her. She wants you to notice the continuation of the infinite and see what comes next and how the vibration can be raised. She's drawing attention again to the ocean and the fact that it mirrors space. I think that is a really important tidbit for whoever is watching this here. She wants you to use your knowledge of your left brain knowledge to create something in the right brain. For example, she wants you to utilize something spacious with the water or something marine oriented for space or something like this. Gyroscopes are coming to mind. So, again, with the Ace of Pentacles. She wants you to connect with her spirit, and she wants you to live free. She wants you to live happily. She doesn't want you to be confined by any sort of society or social construct, because that is an illusion that doesn't exist, and that is one of the things that saddens her the most, is that humanity has forgotten what it means to be human. And you are able to read this, you are able to understand this logically, but she wants you to apply it more spiritually, physically, emotionally, passionately. And this will create one of the largest ripple effects that you could even ever imagine. So, don't be afraid to stand out from the rest, because that is exactly why you are an individual, just as everyone else is. No one is meant to be herded like sheep or cattle, not even sheep or cattle. Every individual has something to contribute to the earth, to Gaia. And just as she contributes to every single one, every single individual has that special thing about them that is unique only to them, that is their legacy, if they so choose to accept the task. So don't try to be like everyone else. Don't worry if you want to do something that doesn't fit in. Don't worry if the people around you are not plant-based or fish a lot or drop plastic on the ground. Just be the difference. Be the difference and apply your logical brain. You are very smart, you are very intelligent, and you already know what to do. She wants you to learn and relearn her language and then communicate back. Group 2, I hope that this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. This was a message to you from Gaia, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful, abundant realm. Namaste. Hi there, and namaste. If you selected the third group, then you chose What's Your Moon Sign with 808, and this is a message just for you from Gaia. So, what Mother Earth wants to talk to you about today, well, the first thing that's coming to mind is the water element and unconditional love. Now, in astrology, your moon sign is your thoughts and your emotions. This is your internal process. And while your thoughts are ruled by air, the moon is actually coordinates with water. So with 808, there is an indication to take a look at the cycles and notice how while when one thing happens, the other must flip over. There's very much a domino effect, but it's a back and forth kind of cycle. Gaia wants you to pay attention to your internal cycles, perhaps your menstrual cycle, perhaps the lunar cycles, but really to take a note of your internal process and see in which ways this might either reflect hers or reflect the way that you are treating both yourself and her. Before I get too much into the channeling for this card, let me pull some cards for you so that you can get a more precise message. So can I please get a message for group number 3 from Mother Earth, from Gaia, just for group number 3, please? I'd like to thank you so much for being here today. There are some things that are coming up you are unsure about, or maybe some aspect of yourself or the earth or your role on this earth where you are questioning how your internal process or something about unconditional love or gratitude, which way you can properly show your gratitude or which way you can best utilize your internal process. There might be some questioning about your life path, direction, or what you're meant to do in general here. There we go. Thank you. Those 3 cards I was looking for. Oh, you got 4. Okay. So you have the Knight of Wands, the Empress, gorgeous, Queen of Wands, and 2 of Cups. Okay, gorgeous. So, okay. You are very intuitive, and you wish to use your internal process for the greater good, perhaps of the earth. You might feel very inclined to help out the ecology. You might be someone who picks up litter, helps out animals, very humanitarian energy going on here. But this is through a spiritual awareness and connectivity with the higher realms. With the Empress, you are grounding this energy, and there are aspects of duality going on here with Venus, the Empress, number 3, with the Phoenix rising from from a lotus here. Just as lotuses grow through mud, there's almost this reverse energy going on with you, perhaps, where you are very grounded and then utilize what you learn while you're in your masculine chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, in order to alchemize these energies, clear the channels, send them up towards the heart, and then keep everything balanced, which will allow you more direction of where to travel in the higher realms. This also happens the other way around, and it seems you might be very intuitively inclined. You might be very gifted with your speech, your intuition, or your connection to the divine in general. So there's also this energy of this having in the other side of the coin, which would be you having very open feminine channels and allowing yourself to channel messages, and then seeing in which way you can particularly utilize your spiritual gifts, your abilities, or your speech, your creativity, in ways that can create something new on the earth. I'm being called to look at these 2 caduceus/DNA looking elements here, and there is a balancing scale on this particular Empress card, which indicates that you might be calling in soul family, or you might be mirroring another energy in your life. This can be a person, place, thing, business, or another humanitarian effort. You might know them, you might not. This could be spiritual, this could be grounded. Take the messages as they resonate for you in your life. So group number 3, Gaia wants to call attention to your very strong spiritual power. Now, you might feel called to create something through your intuition or through your spiritual connection, or you feel called to perhaps connect to the higher realms while you are doing something creative. Now, one form of meditation, as we know, we can access our intuition through every single one of our chakras in different ways. She's asking you to pay attention right now to your third eye and your sacral chakra, as well as your solar plexus, and create through these centers. Now, if you are very creative and emotional, she wants you to create. Pay attention to the way that you feel your sensations, and then create through that. Also, utilize your sense of self, your individuality, your confidence in order to create from there, and use that as your intuition. Get that gut feeling, so to say, which is your internal fire, which resonates with the wands here. And then, of course, the intuition, your third eye chakra. So there's an indication here of having so much intuitive and spiritual ability that is being grounded into the earth in some way to help. So Gaia really wants you to pay attention to the things that you feel called towards. You might be making yourself feeling more at home lately, connecting more with the water. You might be feeling more connected with your intuition or your emotions in general. I saw 606 on the recording time, and I did see that little heart with love coming up at the beginning of the reading. So there's an energy of you wanting to spread your love or share the love that you have within with the earth collective. And this can be the being, with the being of Gaia, more so than the collective, because the collective will benefit from the being of Gaia being healthy. But I believe it was page 71. I was reading in Holy Science by Swami Sri Yukteswar last night, and this passage is coming to mind where it says, man's creations may be impure, which causes one to misconstrue aspects of nature as unclean or unholy, when in reality, nature in its own very essence is clean, is holy, is perfect, and it is the actions of man that are not so. And this creates a veil which makes people see nature as unclean. So that's coming to mind. With this two does indicate a decisions. Two of Cups indicates a soul recognition, a soul connection, or just a happy union of spiritual energies and emotional energies in general. Now with this whales often indicate fully awakened beings. You might have a lot of memories of your parallel or past lives. You might have a lot of access to journeying different spiritual realms. You might also have experienced a lot of different beings or realms or things like this, and maybe the earth is a bit new to you. You could be, for example, an earth angel, a light worker, a starseed, or just somebody who's very, very in tune with their intuition. Now, you can be, there's a lot of spiritual energy coming through, but with the Empress, you're being called to create something. So if you feel called to create, if your connection with the divine, with higher realms, is through creativity, continue pushing that energy upwards, or not pushing, but flowing, opening up those energy channels through your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, and your pineal gland, and then of course ground and send it to the crown at the same time. And then alternatively, if you have higher connection to the spiritual realms, you're being called to roll the energy down and allow yourself to create in a grounded sense. Now, make sure that you are paying attention to your posture at this time, for it can be very telling about where your energy is at. So Gaia wants you to take a look at your internal process, and also body awareness as well as mental health awareness is coming to mind. So make sure that you are nurturing your emotions. Knight of Wands is very quick. It's very fiery, very passionate and creative. It is also a little bit heavy in the sacral chakra area, which is beautiful. But with the Empress, this is also heavy sacral, bringing it down to the root. Now I'm being called to like a bunch of nerve endings coming together, creating a phoenix. And the Empress literally is a mother. She births something. And with this upside down crescent moon, it's almost reminding me of Lilith. So there's this duality here in feminine energy between like yin and yang aspects of feminine energy. Of course, yin is inherently masculine, yang is inherently feminine, but every bit of energy can be masculine and feminine. So you're being called to focus on not like darker feminine energy, but light feminine energy. Find that balance there, that duality, and feel light, dark, but the transmutation of the two, just feel at peace with both sides of the energy, which will allow you to create, which is interesting because this happens throughout the masculine chakra centers. Beautiful. So looking at this in sort of a more timeline-esque fashion, there is an instance of you really getting a spark under your butt, for lack of a better term. Gaia wants you to know that this is for a reason, and if you are feeling drawn towards animals at this time, pay attention to which animals they are, and follow their lead is a message that's coming through. For example, if you have a dog and they are sleeping all the time, or sleeping when the weather is down and when it's sunny, they want to go run, try to match their energy cycles. Or if you feel called to travel somewhere warmer with the winter season coming, see where your local birds are going, something like this. It doesn't have to be precisely these aspects, but pay attention to the animals around you and try to follow their flow. There's an element of, yes, watching your internal compass, but falling back into your circadian rhythm, finding out exactly what that means for you. Also, you can take a look at the Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine body clocks. This might help you to put the different hours of the day according to tasks where each organ and meridian is functioning the best. But make sure you're always looking out for what has your best interest at heart, and make sure that you are using a trial and error system or putting yourself first. There's such an aspect of finding your answers, finding your flow, finding your path, finding everything from within here. So you might be called a little bit to go meditate, to go spend some time in nature, or also to create something that might be a little bit either offbeat for you or something that you don't usually do, create in different ways. There is a lot of spiritual energy coming through again. And with Two of Cups, there's two Venusian energies coming through. So there's a nod to the Hathors there. And your morals, your virtues, as well as like your love language are coming up strongly here. So you might want to see which love languages, MBTI is also coming to mind. Get to know yourself, get to learn yourself a little bit more. That way you're able to create a process, structure, an infrastructure that is not just tactfully dutiful, not just creatively flowing, but is somewhere in the middle. The reason why Gaia wants to talk to you about this, I'm going to pull some more cards on this. Oh, this is the Hermetic Tarot deck, by the way. And now I'm getting into the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Can I please get messages from Gaia to group number 3? What would you like to talk to group number 3 about? This reading had a bit of a slow start, but now it's picking up once the pieces got put together. But everything seems to be linear and quite dualistic. So just bringing that to your attention here, there's an element of both heavy spirit and heavy earth, and it's almost the expression of those two things coming together, meeting in the middle at the heart, the Anahata chakra, which is neither masculine or feminine, or inherently both, however you wish to see it. This is what she's calling your attention towards at the bottom. And look at this, you have, or what she's calling your attention towards. And at the bottom of the Antique Anatomy Tarot, you have the Ace of Cups, which is interesting. I'm hearing the song I Drink Wine by Adele in my head from this card. Also flowers. Little things like getting yourself flowers, going out in nature, taking care of your plants. Little things to connect with nature or bring nature into your home will also draw more emotional fulfillment towards you. And this is not saying you are someone who likes plants, so take care of your plants. This is saying if you connect with the plants and the animals and yourself and get to know yourself and the not minute, but the different types of beings around you at the time, you will be able to draw in more things that are abundant emotionally for you, emotionally and intuitively and physically. And by allowing this energy to manifest through physicality, such as plants and animals. This will also draw in, like, I would say manifestations, but I'm hearing more so like manifestations that your guides have for you or that Gaia wants to show you. So why is this balancing of energy coming up? The Hanged Man. So you're restructuring something, seeing something in a different light, or perhaps on this Hanged Man card, he's not hanging upside down, which normally he is. So maybe you are very spiritually gifted and your feet are just floating above the ground a little bit. So Gaia wants you to, they're saying that this is for a reason. And so you need to go internally to really find this reason. But at the same time, notice that all within and around you, there is the earth collective. So don't focus too much on the physical realm. Focus more on your internal nature at this time. This will help out Gaia. So let's see what else she wants to say. We have 6 of Wands, which is beautiful, beautiful energy. With the Hierophant, ooh, gorgeous. We have the 9 of Coins in reverse, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Interesting. She's saying if I pull the rest of the cards, I'll have a better picture, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just move these up. Can you see, hopefully? Okay. So these are clarifications. Oh, I see. Okay, so initially my attention is going towards these happy cards. We have 2 of Cups, Hierophant, and the Lovers, but I'm noticing that 9 and 10 of Coins are both in reverse. So there's an aspect here of something that has been waiting to come in, but it's almost like you're aware of this. Or something that you want to do, or some sort of future timeline you're trying to step into. Now you might be picking up on a lot, which makes the patience aspect or the grounded physical aspect a bit difficult for you. But noticing that the Devil is in reverse to clarify the Hanged Man gives an indication that you're seeing everything quite clearly, and that you've done a great job at closing out cycles. I just want to take a moment to commend you of that. You've definitely been working on yourself, your internal and external process, and as you feel a shift in your energy to create in the physical realm, know that it's interesting the Fool's in reverse here, but his foot is not going downwards, it's going upwards. You might practice shoulder stands or headstands, handstands, things like this. This might help you to draw your energy back to the spiritual realms. Gaia is actually saying spend as much time as possible in the spiritual realms right now, because you have 7 of Wands. Oh my gosh. That's actually an important difference. Here, yes. You need to trust that everything is going in your favor. And I'm looking at this little almost 7 here on the Empress card. So Gaia is asking you to have faith in your internal process and what you know, and in your intuition and in your connection to the divine. She wants you to spend actually a little bit more time going back to whatever energy, manifestation, or timeline this is that you dropped for whatever reason, likely to call in your manifestation or to focus on other things in your life. Now the Hierophant is committed and traditional, but less so the traditional meaning and more so the committed meaning is coming to my mind. So I'm kind of pulling here an indication that there's an area of life where you can have more faith. And this starts with your connection to spirit, with your connection to the divine, which is why your internal world is much more important at this time than it normally is. Now, perhaps you felt a little bit not grounded and took some time to fix this, to tidy up your day-to-day life, spend some time outside, perhaps get a planner, something like this. But Gaia actually wants you to utilize your intuitive and individualized, very specific gifts. Now, everybody has access to all of the realms, all of their spiritual abilities and everything, but however, whatever this is, that is your first comfort zone. Whenever you close your eyes for meditation, or you lay down for sleep at night, or however you do your internal world is very important at this time. She's saying, keep a meditation journal, keep your thoughts written down. They will be important. If there are, brain dumps are coming to mind as well. If you are having a lot of thoughts, go ahead and take a piece of paper or a whiteboard or your notes app or something and just write down everything. It gets it out of your brain, but also it will allow you to see your process from a bird's eye perspective. Look at the things that are showing up in your mind, get them out of your mind so that you can have a clear space, but also there's definitely energy of continuing to go within and then getting everything out, seeing things from a higher perspective, but just going within, getting it out, going within, getting it out. And then there's a summation that will happen at the end. Now I'm noticing why actually the Nine of Coins and the Ace of Wands are reversed. And this is actually because there will be an awakening, but right now you're being called to explore your last one. You may have recently, or somewhat recently, okay, Hanged Man is not upside down here, okay. So you may have somewhat recently or very recently gone through an awakening process or an ascension process or some sort of increase of spiritual abilities, awareness, or may have just put some pieces together, finished some cycles. Energies like this are coming through. So you're being called to, yes, practice self-love, but I can't help but pay attention to the fact that we have the Empress, Queen of Wands, Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, Hierophant, the Lovers, and Knight of Cups, which indicates that there is something, and Lord of Love with the Two of Cups, there's something that is entering your life, and you're almost being called to prepare for it, but almost in the way that a monk or a Zen master would, by spending some time alone, like just enjoying your internal world and exploring the depths of all that you are and all that you have access to. Now, you are definitely very fertile at this time, so if you want to create things, now is a great time to, again, brain dump, get everything out of your internal world, and to schedule and to plan, create planned tasks, organize things like this. And Gaia is saying not to rush yourself. Don't worry too much about, take a look at what your goals are, definitely, but she's saying that they're going to shift, not what you want to do, but the way you will approach them will shift. And there's something that's going to come into your life that will help put that last piece together. So you're being called to really explore and paint upon and just really enjoy the other pieces that you have right now as you wait for something new. Now, it's interesting that this is coming from Gaia, but I'm like sensing, she's like telling me this is because like I'm feeling a hug. This is because you have a very sincere mission in this life that you will need to do, and you will also enjoy doing, but I'm hearing it's been all work, no play, no fun. So she wants you to actually enjoy yourself, but enjoy yourself, not just go play, go do things that are fun, go do little tasks. She's saying enjoy yourself, enjoy your rich inner world, because by doing this, it will help you understand your place on earth even more. Write down your dreams, write down your meditations, write down experiences you might have. If you have spirit guides that are ancients, or not ancients, but ancient here, or if you have other lives where you have been here before, or you are recognizing other things, you'll be able to put some pieces together that allow you to understand why you have which abilities you do, why your internal experience is the way that it is. And she wants you to start here, and she's saying everything else will unfold and just kind of flow out from there. She wants you to go with your own flow. Don't worry too much about staying overtly grounded or overtly scheduled or overtly anything. She wants you to, I just keep hearing the word brain dump. So any process that you have going on, just get it out, and you can organize it later, make plans for the things that you want to plan. But it's less about tactful duty right now, and it's more about understanding space, understanding the space within you, understanding why human nature is the way that it is, why your nature is the way that it is, and then from there, you can truly, honestly see Gaia from her own perspective, or from the perspective of lack of ego, lack of sense of self, lack of everything. And I just felt like this swelling in my heart chakra, and that is where this love comes in. Once you have done this, not to say that you don't have a good understanding of your internal world, because I see here that you're very intuitive, very psychic, but this energy, you need to write it all out. You need to get it all out somewhere, some way, have some sort of outlet. And if you are exploring this for the first time, again, if you're rolling your energy upwards, Keep going. Don't feel like you need to continue keeping it in the masculine center so that you can stay grounded. Keep rolling this upwards. And if you are naturally inclined towards the higher chakras, you can hold everything in the heart. Either way, you can hold everything in the heart. This is a great gateway between the two. This is your infinity symbol, your 808 here. But if you roll everything down, this will allow you like write it out. Doing something physical, tactical. Yes, writing is communication through the throat, but getting it grounded will help to create plans. You'll have notes for what you need to do later, and you will be able to actually write down what you need before you realize you need it. Just a quick example, I have channeled full messages that I just didn't understand. I just was writing down crazy random things that I was getting channeled, and then years later down the line, and I'm not sensing this will be as long of a process, but literally years later down the line, I opened up to those pages and I was like, that is exactly what I needed and couldn't find anywhere. And so there's this understanding of your unique perspective, your soul's experience, your life experience, your spiritual abilities, everything combined. I'm hearing altruism as well. Continue to create, but also write things down, and then go back and organize them, like things to organize, things to plan, things to do, whatever you need to do. But first, don't worry about the tactical grounded aspects. Go within, meditate. That will actually help you to use your time the most efficiently. There's a little bit of aspect of like time is running out, life is short, I have a mission to do, I have to do this, I have to do that, and enjoy yourself fully. That way you can enjoy the earth fully, and then you'll actually really be able to understand not what you see the earth needs, not what you think Gaia needs, but the way you two are best suited to enjoy each other's energy. And that made all the difference, and that will make all the difference. I chose the road less traveled, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost. I'm also, for some reason, I'm hearing Ethan Frome. Wow, I haven't read that in forever, but you might want to read Ethan Frome, or if you have read it and there are some things that are coming to mind there, you might want to take a look into that. That might be relevant for some of you. Now, can I please get some messages of, or just last messages from Gaia, please, to group number 3. All right, there's King of Cups. She's saying not to take reversals on this round. Okay, I'm hearing waiting in vain for, I don't want to wait in vain for your love. Fish, Pisces, Cancerian energy, yeah. There's, again, going back to your internal nature, spending some time around water, drinking some more water. Okay. If there is any sort of anxiety, sleepless nights, crazy dreams, anything, that's why she wants you to get everything out. Get out the good, get out the bad, get out the inspirational, get out the things that you think will save the world, and the things that are your worst nightmares. Because there's this element of, I have to do everything, I have to do it right now, I have to do it alone, I have to make this big change, I have to do something, be something, feel something, anything. There's an element of, I have to. There's a Hierophant coming out again. The Knight of Wands coming out again. Okay. Yeah, so definitely, you are meant to explore your most recent upgrade, and know that you're not meant to do this alone. Get everything out, because you have the key, but it's within you, and there's so much that's happening in your internal world right now. You need to take some time to explore it. And because of that, you need to take better care of yourself, and know that you're not alone doing whatever this is you're doing, or anything. It's just that, I'm actually feeling to take these guys. It's that it hasn't come in yet, and it's going to come in quite quickly. So when it does, make sure that you make sure that you're in the place to receive that, because there are some things that are burdening you right now, internally, or things that have burdened you in the past, or whatever this is. 5 of Pentacles, this indicates maybe there could be some body pain. 9 of Swords indicates some mental anguish. Whatever, pay attention to what your system as a whole is trying to tell you. Ten of Swords, and then choose to release it. Doing some yin yoga, some qigong, some ballet, regular ashtanga, anything like this. These can be great, or just meditation, visualization, walks on the beach, or anything like this. This will be very, very helpful for you. Now we have 9, 5, and 10. So there's an indication of your physical body might be experiencing symptoms of what is happening internally. So if you go inwards, everything outwards will sort itself out as things do. And notice that she's following the birds. So if you feel called to do something such as go south for winter, or that's really the only thing that's coming to my mind right now. But if you feel called to follow the animals, the plants, the things around you, do this. Definitely do this. There's the Devil coming out again, but this time it's upright with the Eight of Wands reversed. Okay, so there's this lack of faith or hope that something is not going to come in. I don't know what this is. Maybe you're trying to manifest something, or maybe you're trying to just figure out like what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, create a plan. Maybe it is for helping the earth. Maybe it is for revitalizing soil, or helping reforestation, or feeding people, or whatever this is. Something helping in a very large way. But Gaia wants you to almost erase all of that from your internal world, because it is not your burden to bear. But what you can do right now is explore your internal world. Explore the gifts that have been given to you through Gaia's permission and energy right now through your vessel, and understand the fact that yes, these are not yours to bear. And yes, something is coming in for you, but you have to have faith. Have faith in love, have faith in yourself, have faith that everything happens in the right timing, at the right order, in the right cycles. And I'm getting a nod to traveling and communication. So if you're waiting on something regarding either of those things, there is clarification or confirmation there for you on that. But if you can zero in to yourself, and then from there zero in to Gaia, this will be where that meeting point in the middle between you two will be, where you're able to create the most harmonious flow. If you are external and you're looking around and you are seeing, oh my gosh, just all of the things about this realm, the the heartache, the difficulties, the pain, then that will increase your burden, because you are absorbing that. So release that, let everything out. Whether you write poems, you are just ranting on a piece of paper, you're planning things you want to do for the future, you get random divine inspiration, anything, your meditation, your experiences, your channeled messages, whatever this is. The thing you should be focusing right now is going within and then relaying it externally. Going within and relaying it externally. And then, when you have nowhere else to look, nowhere else to explore, then you will be able to look at everything that you have compiled, and from there will be a new awakening, as well as a blessing or gift, which I'm feeling in the timeline the gift might come before this awakening, or about the same time, because they might go hand in hand because of the way that the cards came out. But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself on that one. You have the Hierophant indicating change, and the Lovers indicating number 6. And that's at the middle of the deck. I do want to notice this cross here. We have 5, 6, King, and 8. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if you are seeing numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, this might let you know kind of where you're at on your journey as far as this internal exploration of your previous ascension or awakening or whatever. I'm hearing it's time to make a change. So maybe listen to Man in the Mirror. Some of the lyrics might be significant, or maybe you just really want to make an impact. And the best way you can do that is by assessing the best ways you can make an impact, but don't put the stress on yourself. Do it without the stress. Do it like a child, like an explorer, wide-eyed, curious, through love. take inspired emotional action. And from there, everything will already be done for you. And you will have been the one to do it. So, that was a phenomenal message, Group 3. That is what Gaia wanted to talk to you about today. And she says thank you in advance, which has not come through for any of the other piles. And I'm hearing thank you in advance and wait until you see what's coming. So you're going to be very excited, and so is she. And you will have not just the opportunity to make the changes that you would like to make or do the things you want to do, but right now you're being given a chance to be yourself, to love yourself, love being yourself. And from there, it will permeate externally, and you will already have made more of a change than you realize. I'm hearing, look back at it. Say you never did this before, but you're good at it. Okay, speaking about spirituality and your amazing gifts and uniqueness, of course. So, group number 3, that is all I have for you today. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your current situation. I love you so much, and thank you again for being here. If you'd like to check out any of my books or projects, my Patreon, that'll be in the link in the description box. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Happy travels. Hi there, Group 4. Namaste. If you selected the Tranquility and Easy Silence card, then this is your channeled message from Gaia. So let's see what Mother Earth wants to talk to you about today, Group 4. The first thing that comes to my mind with this easy silence is, of course, being at peace and finding your center. Now, I'm getting an image of the Earth, but from a bird's eye view, like the perspective of Earth as it's small from space. Now, there is an indication that Earth is just one separate being, one piece of a collective, just as each human is, each being on Earth is, but Earth is as well. As being part of a different, larger system, Earth is one piece of a collective. And this can be zoomed in or zoomed out as much as possible, as much as you'd like, really. But at the end of the day, the perspective is that of peace, that of tranquility, quiet, that of zooming out so much that everything truly is relative and also uniform. So that's very interesting. Let's take a look at the cards. Please, Gaia, can I please get channeled message from you to group number 4, Tranquility, Easy Silence. Now, when I wrote this card, I did get this from the song Easy Silence by the Chicks, and there's a line where they say, it's okay if there's nothing more to say to me. So there's an indication of maybe not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say. Also, there are 4 hearts here, which indicate being home, feeling stuck, just being comfortable while you're here. And also, this pin that I have is standing out to me. I got in Joshua Tree. It says, "Ascend now and avoid the crowds," which I thought was clever and adorable. So, maybe there's an indication that perhaps you may be an ascended master of some kind. You might be working on your spiritual journey. Okay, healing, 4 of Swords. They're saying pull from the bottom. So 4 of Swords with the King of Cups. Interesting. The Hierophant. And the Moon. Interesting. Okay. So there's an energy of you are healing, and so is the Earth. But there's an indication just of great rest. There's an awareness that Earth will continue to exist, most likely until the sun blows up, regardless of whether or not humanity is a part of it, or anything here looks the same. Almost, there's almost this detached nature from Earth, which allows a higher perspective of it. But this is almost I'm getting kind of like an aloof, almost like Aquarian kind of vibe from here. Like, yes, it's humanitarian, but it's also a bit indifferent. Whereas Cancer is coming up quite a bit. So is, we have Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming out very strongly. We have a little bit of Leo, a little bit of Taurus, and then there's kind of just this detached, aloof vibe. Like que sera, sera, everything is okay. We have, the High Priestess and the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Which is almost interesting because we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant counterparts here, and one is ethereal by nature and the other is grounded by nature, but together they make one in a whole. So you may be connected with different collective consciousnesses apart from that of Earth, or you might be able to see Earth from that higher perspective here with a lot of spiritual awareness with the King of Wands. So there definitely is healing here, comfort, but with this water energy coming out, particularly with the moon, this does emphasize not only Pisces, as the moon in tarot is ruled by Pisces, but the moon is actually ruled by Cancer in astrology, with 4:44 on the recording time. And both of these are, these signs are dualistic. So there are like two fish or the two claws of a crab. It's like, I'm hearing, do I stay or do I go? Maybe you are wondering if, you might be wondering if, I'm hearing passing me by the far side. Okay. You might be wondering if you might just enjoy your life, or if you should do something more, or if anything really matters. And I'm hearing nothing really matters. So, okay. There's this emotional depth to you, and at the same time, like, the other side also exists, where there's both this emotional depth and intuitive awareness, the spiritual power, but at the same time there is like this detached, aloof knowing, also groundedness, knowing Earth is my home, yes, right now. I am here right now. The Earth is transforming, not dying. Also, humanity is dying, not transforming. There's this great duality here where you seem to have found the middle ground and are sticking to the higher perspective. There are a lot of people on this planet where their perspective is, we need to make the Earth a better place for humans to live, and animals and plants and all of this. But there's also another perspective going on here with this, why don't we awaken and ascend all of the souls here, and then it doesn't matter what happens to Earth? So, wow, this is very fascinating. I'm also seeing Quill. You might, you could be an energy worker, a light worker, because I'm also seeing like transcend, transmute. But with Quill, you might want to write. You might be drawn to do some things the old-fashioned way, or drawing humanity back to their roots. And it's kind of this, if everyone awakens and ascends, there wouldn't be a need for the Earth, but there wouldn't be a need to have to fix the Earth either. So you may want to write down your ideas, write down your beliefs. Also, the Hierophant is very traditional. There's an indication, especially with these elephants, of going back to like ancient roots, knowing that you have the power to stop or change whatever is going on, but being gentle and gracious and intelligent enough to see things from a higher perspective. Just because you can affect something doesn't mean that it needs to be changed. Now, the moon does indicate things that are left unseen, and the Hierophant is highly intuitive. He's also known as the High Priest or the Pope in other tarot decks. Magus of Eternal Gods, this does indicate as well that he's a magician. So with 5, there's an indication of confidence, and just knowing your alchemy. It's like you know your stuff. If you were to do something about this, you're kind of trying to decide, or maybe do both, try that balance between being a bit aloof, but also doing something either for the earth, like the actual being of the earth, the planet, with all plants and animals and reforestation and all that, or the energy of it, not the physicality, but the energy, like the souls, the ions, the consciousnesses. And there's an indication that so this falls in the past, this Four of Swords, so you may have healed, been through a lot. You might be like an earth angel, a star seed, or someone who has come down to the earth collective, knowing that you already have tools in your box to help with the earth collective. So that being said, you would have gone through quite a bit in your lifetime and woken up to a point where you are now able to help rattling things loose, opening boxes, awakening souls, turning on lights, things like this. And now you're almost taking a look through these emotions, taking a look around and saying, well, do we deal with the energy or do we deal with the physical planet? And the moon, it's like everything, there is a cycle of life and death. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. The earth is going to die anyway. Humans are going to die anyway, just like the dinosaurs, just like other ancient civilizations. But really, is it like there's a question of both, is it worth it? But also almost, where do I put my focus and attention? Because you know that you're down here for a particular reason. And you have a lot of emotions about this. A lot of emotions, which is why this detached higher perspective is coming in handy. It allows you to stay tranquil, quiet, easygoing, amidst all this chaos that doesn't really belong here. But chaos in and of itself is primordial, which is fascinating. It's still what goes around comes around. So you have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. I'm just going to pop this here. You guys got my little pin just because it was staring at me, so I'll include it for you guys. And you have, look at that, the Magician. Okay, you know you have the ability, the knowledge, the ability, the wherewithal, the skills, the tools in order to make a huge change. You have done this many times and places before. I saw 1111 on the recording time. If that resonates, it resonates. And apart from that, oh, and this is card number 1, so there you go. But apart from that, there is also a knowledge of you not only have done this in many other lifetimes, many other forms, many other places, but you've walked through it yourself in this life and likely helped other people through it as well. Now, you have the Queen of Swords. This indicates speaking your truth, likely more difficult truths, because when it comes to your emotions and your knowledge of things that might help, and also perhaps this like, what is the word, like indifference, this indifference about not what happens, but just this knowledge that from a higher perspective everything is cyclical and that energy goes where it needs to go and everything's always moving and flowing. And so there's this as much of a sense of urgency as there is a sense of like indifference towards it. And now I'm hearing what is that song by Taylor Swift? She's like I don't love you, I don't hate you, I'm just indifferent, or something like that. I'm also hearing I don't know if it's the same song, I don't think it is, but when she's like, I never trust a narcissist, but they love me. So there's almost this, like, you have very strong boundaries here. You know how you feel, but you're not letting anybody shake you, because you almost are aware that it was almost like blatant disrespect that like caused the earth to, not the earth itself, but that was the reason why we have concrete and houses and overpopulation in small areas and people hardly live in natural settings, and the distribution of resources is unfair, the water and the rain is toxic, like all of this stuff. Like, so there's like this indication of like knowledge of the earth collective, but seeing it from an external perspective. Now you've opened up your heart to this, but your boundaries remain high. It's almost like maybe you don't feel like you can trust people, or you're waiting for people to trust to like either band together or have on your team or something, which might be why you're kind of like, well, should I just sit down, shut up? Like, should I just, like, ascend now, avoid the crowds, try to get some other people along with me, like, go be tranquil and just experience, like, easy silence. And then also easy silence in that song, there's a part where she says, watching wars made us immune. And that's very, very true. Especially with the younger generations now, it's like a lot of the new generation, like some of their first memories is literally like 9/11, war, terror, school shootings, natural disasters, like just born into blatant, like the reaction that Earth has from the blatant disrespect of Earth and its beings that's been going on for such a long time. And standing in this power over the King of Cups, we do have the King of Coins here, kind of bridging between the King of Cups and the Hierophant, indicates that, yes, now you've mastered speech and your mind. You've learned what you need to learn in the earthly realms, and you've manifested what you need to manifest in the earthly realms. Now, there's this aspect of commitment with the Hierophant. You need to stick to your guns in order to make something happen, which is why you might be reevaluating who, what, when, where, why, and how is going with you. Oh, there's the moon again. Everything is not what it seems, and some things are best left unsaid or unseen is the very first thing that came to my mind. And this, of course, is card number 18. We do have again... Ooh, interesting. So we do have 18 twice, and as I was preparing for your reading, I was using tuning forks just to help tune my vibration to get ready for the reading, and I was using the vibration for the soul star chakra. So you might be interested in meditating or activating your soul star chakra. This is the one above your crown chakra that tunes you into your past life. And I did feel called to tap my tuning fork 18 times and use the soul star chakra, which is the one that sees Earth from an external perspective. This is like looking at Earth from the outside, from space. And also 18 is the moon, 1818, which is number 9, almost completing a cycle, but also finding freedom through that. Self-fulfillment, self-actualization, being okay where you are, knowing that everything on, within, and beyond Earth is a reflection of yourself in consciousness, because we all share electrical particles and ions. And that in and of itself is, it is you. It's just as much you as it is not you, and it is you, very much one and the same. And this knowledge that scarab beetle, everything that is meant to survive will, survival of the fittest. Ooh, that's a bit harsh. But knowing that this is the case and that this is what you're watching, it's like maybe you're leaning towards just spiritual awakening of people, because we did get a set now, avoid the crowds. We got the Queen of Wands, King of Cups with the Hierophant, Moon, Magician. But now you're speaking, you're like speaking about what physical things need to be done, but you can't be the only one to make this decision, but at the same time you can. But only if you use all of your tools, all of your energy, all of your alchemy ideas, your magician tools, all of this, speaking your truth, make some heavy moves, and uncover a lot that has been left unseen for likely centuries at least. Now we have the Two of Swords. We have the World. Look at that. So I'm going to put the World at the end here, and the Two of Swords kind of just wanted to land in the middle. No? Yes, okay. So I'm going to continue this in the lineup because my intuition led me there. So now there's this, the World, this is so funny. The World is number 21. It's not funny actually, but it's ironic. The World indicates the end of a cycle, and it's also the World card, and it's the end of the world as we know it, but I feel fine. It's like vibes. Oh my gosh. So there's this like decision to be made. Now, all this green, there's light, there's dark, and there's green. Love. That's all that's left. And if love is focused on, if spiritual awareness is focused on, and you share your tools, you share your knowledge, you keep your boundaries. But if you focus on helping people ascend now and avoid the, natural disasters or crowds or those who are not choosing to do that at this moment in time, wherever their energy particles disperse to at the end of the day is based upon whatever they resonate the most with, wherever they most closely vibrate. And with the world, it's like this end of a cycle. And look at all these different types of skulls here. There's a human body, but there are different skulls that are not just human. It says, like, we evolved from something, and we are going to evolve into something, and we are just playing our part in it. Now, we didn't do a great job at protecting it, but we did play our part, a part. And Wall-E comes to mind, like the destruction, or they made Earth not livable anymore, and eventually revitalized it, reforested it. But Two of Swords indicates a decision to make. Usually there's a blindfold on, but the answer is always love. It's always follow your intuition, follow your heart, because there is no right, there is no wrong, there is no light, there is no dark. And you're very much aware of this, which is almost where this indifference comes from, which is ironic because it's exactly this detachment that puts you in the position that you're in, which gives you the ability to make this change. So Gaia really, okay. Gaia is saying, like, essentially, like, hey dude, like, we're cool. Like, you and me, we're cool. I see what you're doing. I appreciate your help. The best thing you can do is speak on my behalf, or speak on the behalf of those who don't have a voice. And this can be the plants, this can be the animals, this can be social justice, this can be ancient civilizations, this can even be collectives from beyond the earth, pieces of the collective that Gaia is a part of. So this is beautiful. Okay. They're telling me split the deck one more time. Okay. Yeah, Three of Swords. Ouch. So there's a bit of heartbreak when it comes to Ten of Cups in reverse and Five of Swords in reverse. Okay. So there's a bit of energy of, I don't know who to trust anymore. Like, this didn't end up being like Garden of Eden, these green pastures. But there's also this knowledge with justice. Justice in the Tower. It's like, you live in heaven if you choose to live in heaven. You live in hell if you choose to live in hell. Either way, right now, in this body, with these collective particles of consciousness in this vessel, you are on Earth. So you might as well act through love, altruism, also detachment, but also unconditional love. It's like that detachment is exactly what is providing you with that unconditional love for the people, plants, animals, the earth itself. And that's exactly why the beings of Earth are working through attachment, but Earth itself is a rock floating through space and is inherently detached. And that is exactly where you see eye to eye with each other. And so, just as the Earth will respond or react accordingly through natural disasters, through earthquakes, through vibrations that create strife, dis-ease, and things like this, it also creates abundance and life as long as we use it to sustain ourselves, as long as we use it abundantly and use it wisely and kindly. And she wants to call that to your attention. It's like that duality that exists within you is very close to that which the earth vibrates at, because it is detached from itself and those who live on it, which almost provide it with the strongest form of love. Wow. Oh, Queen of Cups and the Hangman. Now, Gaia, please come through for group number 4. Feeling like you're at home. Home is whenever I'm with you. Yeah, knowing that regardless of what happens to Earth, regardless of what happens to those on Earth, the energies of these things will live on, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. Yeah. Therefore, electrical, positively charged ions of consciousness also cannot be created or destroyed. We have the Chariot, another Cancer card, number 4 again, 444. It's like, if you're guided to do something or to speak something or to even just chill, make people or make something comfortable, do that. Whatever it is that makes you the most comfortable right now. You have Judgment. Oh, there's the 10 of coins, but upright, and the Ace of Swords. Okay. The scales are balancing. There will be, however you respond to this energy, there will be an equal response to that. But focus on creating joy and happiness and abundance, and expect to get some clarity on a situation very soon. Ace of Swords isn't always clarity. Sometimes, well, I mean, it does represent clarity, but, oh, 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Hey now. The Emperor. This is what dreams are made of. Number 44. 44444. Holy guacamole. You might be seeing 4s everywhere lately, or if you do, number 4 also is the number of Earth. Wow. Oh, there's a crow that just landed outside my window. Hi, babe. Oh, you're so pretty. Wow, I want to cry right now. Oh, and this crow. Okay, so you're going to be receiving clarity very soon about this duality, but know that your detachment is one of the most useful gifts that you have right now. That and your love, your pure heart. Gaia wants you to celebrate, to be grateful. Ah, there it is. Gaia wants you to be grateful for her and lead by example. She wants you to treat every day, I mean, oh my gosh, I'm hearing, go shawty, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. But it's like, almost like show people how to have a good time without destroying the earth. Like show people how much more fulfilling it is to be abundant, to be healthy, to give back, to love, to be detached. And with that, you can do both. You can help relocate and redistribute consciousness and souls, but you can also revitalize the earth so that she has more of an opportunity to be abundant. And just like everything else, she will have the opportunity to grow, awaken, descend, disperse, reincarnate, but that is exactly why she just wants you to be present. Yeah, there's going to be clarity about your particular path or your particular journey, where it's led so far. There's something about you being really good at picking up on cycles, particularly when it comes to healing. You might be a healer of some sorts, some sort of alchemist, magician, energy worker. Hey, 2 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Whew. Something like this. Ayurvedic practitioner or something. Oh, Page of Swords. Okay, social media. I'm hearing outreach, like social media outreach and spreading awareness is what I'm hearing. And then 2 of Cups, soul connection. You will be creating an opportunity or be given an opportunity to speak up loudly. And you need to not get your emotions involved, which will be why you need to be detached. But you will still be moving through unconditional love and gratitude, which is the greatest form of love, which is how it will not be aloof. It will merely be detached. It will be lovingly detached. 22, something is going to activate. You're going to be given the opportunity to activate something, and it's important that you recognize that you have abilities in both areas, because this balance in the middle will lead to tranquility no matter what happens. Tranquility for everyone no matter what happens. Some sort of ability to create inner peace Oh, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Now, this is kind of random, but it's not because it's coming through my intuition, so I feel called to say it. You might want to read the Memorare or pray it, and know that Gaia, Mother Earth, is our mother, and that she's always watching you. She can see everything. I'm hearing, making a list, checking it twice. You've been very careful, but you're almost at a point where you don't need to worry about things anymore, and you can just focus on giving back. Now, you might want to read the Memorare prayer, and now it does resonate for Mary in Christianity, but kind of like from a perspective of Mother Earth as well. Make me an instrument. Oh no, that's the prayer of Saint Francis. Oh, someone's screaming outside my window. It's distracting me. Look up the Memorare. I was going to say it for you, but I just got distracted. So take a look at reread some books that you feel called to. Take a look at social media posts. There's something about collective consciousness and social media that you are privy to, are picking up on, or have an idea about. So pay attention to nature and pay attention to media and see the ways that they conflict, but the ways that that in itself can be leveraged, perhaps. It's time to end cycles, but it's like you are choosing which ones. But no matter what happens, everything just will continue and everything will flow, everything will recycle. So don't worry too much because everything's going to be okay. She's saying, I'm fine, I'm going to be fine. It's more so you that I'm worried about because unless there's some large astronomical event, the Earth still has approximately 4 billion years left. And normally it's like an SOS. But that's literally what it is. It's an SOS. Save our souls. And those who are earthbound and choose to remain earthbound will do so. And that's where the souls need to be saved. But everybody, does their own thing, which is fine and normal. But there's this unique sense of education you have, whether this is like marketing, social media management, public speaking, healing modalities, magic. If you just are like an ascended master, starseed, earth angel, something like this, and you just have all of this knowledge because you've lived it a million times before and your vibration is inherently higher, whatever it is that your forte is, it's about to be matched. But I'm seeing like a big bang, so it's like somehow find you and I collide. Okay. There will be a collision of energies that will create this not just like abundance. I'm seeing all these coins, like abundance. I'm seeing frisbee golf for some reason. I don't know why frisbee golf is coming through. Please let me know. And also Queen of Wands too. This is my seance card. I say this every time. Your ability to alchemize, to transmute anything to light. It's like if you... Sorry, I didn't mean to freeze on you. It's just like a lot of things are coming through as far as like mediumship and souls and helping people find the light and helping them awaken and transcend. You might have like a double mission, a triple mission, a quadruple mission. Like you might be helping like deceased earth dwellers like ascend. You might be helping people on earth ascend. You might be helping plants and animals to have their rights and like balance the scales and resources and all of this. There's just so much to do and so little time if you're like counting the clock, but at the same time, that's why Gaia is saying like you have all the tools that you need. Trust that the scales will always balance and stay detached from your emotions. Stay detached, but also stay rooted in gratitude. Don't stay rooted in Gaia. Don't stay rooted in emotion or practicality. Stay rooted in gratitude and know that you know what you're doing and know that everything will always come full circle anyway. And what you do, there will be a response and reaction to it. So that is what you need to pay attention to. This reading seemed a bit all over the place. And there's a siren going off, so that lets me know something hit the nail on the head for someone. Yeah, so check out the Memorare prayer. The song Easy Silence by the Dixie Chicks, or the Chicks, they changed their name. And then something about social media is really coming through, like social media management. If you have some ebooks that you've been meaning to read through, like do that. Also, like if there's like someone's page or like an account or something that you like to keep up to date with, that might be relevant for some of you, or keep an eye out for something like significant. All right, I'm gonna leave your reading there because this kind of started to trail off a little bit. So I just got like doused into a big trance and kind of lost my train of thought, and this reading is long, so I'm gonna leave it there. I hope that this gave you some love, light, and clarity on your situation, and I hope that this made sense because this was just a pure channel from me, or from Gaia to you. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm, and I love each and every one of you so very much with all my heart. Namaste.